Christians United for Israel is a grassroots Christian organization in America to combat anti-Semitism and defend the Jewish people. Also, to unify Christians across all denominational and cultural boundaries in support of Israel. Christians United for Israel is also known as CUFI. CUFI is the largest pro-Israel organization. They have recently reached 8 million members and is continuing to grow. They are continually to grow in size and influence because they are committed to putting every dollar towards the effective initiatives. Christians United for Israel is the largest pro-Israel organization in the United States and one of the leading Christian grassroots movement in the world. CUFI was created in 2006 by Pastor John Hagee. He is the founder of Cornerstone Church and Christians United for Israel. Pastor Hagee is also the senior pastor of his church. The reason Pastor John Hagee created Christians of Israel was that Ahmadinejad, which is the political leader of Iran, was on the national media screaming for the death of Israel. Pastor John Hagee also felt that there was danger to the nation of Israel and the Jewish people of the world. So when Israel faces a crisis, CUFI members take action and support on Capitol Hill gives out information on every available media outlet and college campus. The purpose of CUFI is to provide a national association through which every pro-Israel church, parachurch organization, ministry, or individual in America can speak and act with one voice in support of Israel in matters related to biblical issues, which are the mission statement of CUFI. But besides the mission statement, the other purposes is cultivating a national network of dedicated activists in all 50 states with the tool and resources to anticipate and respond rapidly and effectively to the many different challenges Israel faces. CUFI works hard every day to educate Christians on the evils of anti-Semitism. It teaches the Bible reasons why Christians should support Israel and how God teaches us that we should bless the Jewish people. We got the opportunity to ask Pastor John Hagee some questions about the Christians United for Israel. Also, about what it means to him, how CUFI became to be, and what significant people support Israel.
Did you create CUFI?
I created Christians United for Israel because I felt there was a danger to the nation of Israel and to the Jewish people of the world. What does CUFI mean to me?
Yes.
Okay. What CUFI means to me is that Christians are fulfilling the Word of God. Genesis 12, God says concerning Abraham, I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you. As Christians stand up for the Jewish people, for their right to exist, for their right to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the nation of Israel and in the United States of America, and to combat anti-Semitism in every form, we gave birth to this organization which is flourishing to this very
Major
moment.
people in the U.S. and Israel support CUFI.
The major people in the United States government that support Christians United for Israel are the President and Vice President of the United States, Secretary of State Pompeo, and the majority of the members of the House and the members of the U.S. Senate.
Every year, Christians United for Israel hold hundreds of pro-Israel events in cities around the country. The second biggest event is the Feast of Tabernacles at San Antonio, Texas at Cornerstone Church. However, the main junction is in Washington, D.C. called CUFI Summit. The summit consists of a 3-day convention where thousands of pro-Israel Christians gather to make their voices heard in support of Israel and the Jewish people. They also go to hear many guest speakers have a speech at the last night called Night to Honor Israel. In the summit of 2019, there were many speakers such as Pastor Hagee, Mike Pence, Benjamin Netanyahu, Mike Pompeo, John Bolton, David Friedman, and Malcolm Hoenlein, who is the vice chairman of the Conference of the Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations. 4 U.S. senators such as Ted Cruz, Roy Blunt, Tim Scott, and Marco Rubio came to speak as well. In Mike Pence's speech, he warns Iran that if any other further tensions happen, we will go into a nuclear war. He also says that the anti-Semitism is more significant than ever, but CUFI is more useful than ever. We got an opportunity to ask some people who have substantial roles in the summit some questions.
CUFI is I'm director of events. What does director of events mean? Well, at CUFI we do approximately 50 events a month. We have regional coordinators that go out around the United States and have meetings in several different churches every week. And so they go, and basically their topic is why Israel? Why support Israel? And basically by the time we get done with our presentation, it's why should I support Israel, and now what can I do to continue to support Israel? So my department not only handles all of those events, making sure that the logistics are done, making sure that they receive all the materials that they need to make sure that the events are done properly. We did this last year, 23 Israel trips, sponsored Israel trips by some of our phenomenal donors that we have. And we did, we did 10 pastors trips, 7 IC trips, 1 United Churches trip, 1 women's trip, and did another kind of off trip, which was a professional baseball players trip. So logistically, that's what my department handles, and working very tightly with the travel agencies, making sure that the itineraries are set up, the airline tickets are done, making sure the hotels are booked, making sure the tours are right, the buses are done. So that's what I do.
As project manager, what do you do for CUFI?
As project manager, I'm primarily responsible for managing and scheduling CUFI's, CUFI and campuses, and Action Fund's marketing and educational resources, including fundraising materials, our quarterly magazine, and I'm in direct communication with CUFI's 8 million members. In addition to managing those projects, I'm also on the events team, and I'm part of our 3 major events, SALT, Leadership Summit, and the Washington, D.C. Summit. I'm also the liaison between the graphic design team and CUFI, and I work closely with CUFI's co-executive directors, and I make sure that our messaging is consistent in both print and digital. And finally, I'm a member of the Department of Policy and Communications, and so I offer design and branding advice in both the production of the department's internal and external delivery.
Another thing that is a part of Christians United for Israel is CUFI on Campus. CUFI on Campus is an initiative of Christians United for Israel that actively develops politically minded student leaders and equips them to become effective advocates for Israel on their college campuses. This program has an active presence on more than 300 college campuses across the country. Every year they have a 3-day training called SALT, which stands for Student Advocacy Leadership Training. This training is where students from universities and college campuses from around the U.S. are united together to educate, motivate, and activate them into being pro-Israel advocates. At this training, they listen to select speakers and go into breakout groups. At these breakout groups, they strategize on how to create events that present the truth about Israel and Jewish people. Also, how to combat BDS. BDS stands for Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions. A very well-known person that is a supporter of Israel in CUFI is Donald Trump. He recently signed an executive order targeting college anti-Semitism, Israel boycotts. The executive order that Donald Trump signed effectively allows the government to interpret Judaism as both a race or nationality and a region under federal law so that the education department can take direct action against what Trump views as anti-Semitism on college campuses. This executive order also applies to institutions that traffic in anti-Semitic hate. The fact that Trump is a supporter of Israel is a huge deal. There are many barrier breakers, but we believe that there are only 3 significant barrier breakers. The first and most considerable barrier breaker is bringing our unifying Christians and Jews together. For thousands of years, Jewish people have been the target of hate and distrust. Christians United for Israel helps to break down the barrier of distrust between both faiths through education and biblical teaching. The second barrier breaker would be standing in solidarity on one issue, Israel. With this barrier breaker, it is one of the reasons CUFI's success is the fact that we don't allow other agendas or doctrines to enter into our mission statement.
Last but not least is combating the evils of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is growing in record numbers in the U.S. and around the world. Anti-Semitism is Jewish hatred. It is the belief or behavior that is hostile towards Jews just because they are Jewish. It is a hostility toward or discrimination against Jews and religion.